What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been a while. It's a cool Sunday afternoon here in North Alabama at Southeast Finch's Cycle Rescue, and I woke up this morning and did my normal Facebook marketplace check. I've been looking for a two-stroke dirt bike, a little one, and I'll be darned if I didn't drag something home with me today. Check this out. Dare I say, class of 1999. What in the world? Yamaha PW80. And I'll tell you what, I don't know what in the Alabama redneck rampage is going on with this baby, but this thing is custom with a capital K. And we're going to get this thing running today. You want to make a bet? Alright. So let's do what we usually do. I'm going to pop this in on the operating table, and I'm going to point out some of these custom features to you before we dive in on this bad boy. Alright guys, here we are up on the operating table. Let me just, I'm going to quickly run you through some of the custom features on this, and then we're going to jump right into this will it run. This is not going to be a super long video, just kind of a basic will it run type deal. So the first thing the guy told me when I started talking to him was that he was riding it 2 weeks ago, and it wouldn't shut off, and by the way, with no foot pegs. So he said he pulled the spark plug wire off the spark plug and it shut off, which is normal. And then he said when I got there to look at it, he said, I called one of my buddies over and he fixed it for me because he tried fixing the factory kill switch and he broke it. So he said he put this on there, which is, you know, one of the many custom features we've been graced with. This is what you think it is. This is like a light switch out of your house, but it's a double light switch, which costs more. And he's got one of them wired up to the kill switch wires, and I checked, it does have spark, and that switch actually works. Now granted, it's wired in reverse, so off is on and on is off, but I'm assuming that's probably, you know, his idea of a built-in anti-theft device. The other switch, I'm assuming it's not, I think it's Bluetooth. It probably connects to your garage lights, so once you start up your bike and you take off for a ride, you just hit that switch and you can turn the lights off in your garage. You know, it's got a custom paint job, as you can see, because when this thing left the factory, she was blue. She's been many colors since then, and I'll show you on the other side. It's even got some pink flames on the tank. They're kind of wore off on this side, but you know, the handlebars, I don't know if you can, well, you can't really see the whole top triple clamp. See that? It's not tight, which is okay if you're riding it, no big deal, because it doesn't have any back brakes either. But you know, let's pop around here to the other side real quick. I'm sure you've noticed that seat, and I'm thinking you probably have questions. But here's the pink flames. You can just see an outline of them on there. I don't know under which version of the paint job those were put on, but it would appear that at some point somebody they went beyond using a paintbrush. That's what that looks like, and they must have sprayed it or rattle canned it. And you know, why remove any of that stuff? You just go ahead and get that tan overspray all over everything. Why not? On a plus side, it does have the factory expansion pipe here. The rear silencer is missing. That's no big deal. And you know, as you can see here, Bluetooth brakes. Looks like some of those pink flames from the tank must have caught fire back here too. I don't know why that's pink, but you know, one of my favorite features is the seat on the seat pan. I don't know what this seat is off of because it's got its own seat pan. It appears to be pretty comfortable, but this thing you see here is actually the factory seat pan, and then this seat has been mounted to that. And you know, just to add, you know, to the excitement of this guy supposedly riding this thing 2 weeks ago, that wasn't attached. That just comes right off, quick release. So the story on this, the guy, you know, after I got there, of course, the story always gets better. Just the kill switch didn't work when I left my house to go pick it up, but when I got there, oh, by the way, got Preston up on the big screen, this old trike, waiting for him to come clean my garage still. But anyway, when I got there, the guy told me he ran it. Apparently this must have been the last time he ran it when the kill switch didn't work. And he said he didn't have any two-stroke oil, so he just put motor oil in there. And he said, I know that's wrong, but that's all I had. And he said after that, it wouldn't run right. I wonder why. So he said, same buddy that put on the custom switch gear also came over and pulled the top end off for him and had a look at it. And he said there was a big ridge on the piston. Shocker. Sounds like the piston was scored. He said he should have just, this is his words, and he wanted me to agree with him. He said he should have just took some sandpaper. Instead of letting his buddy put it back together, he should have took some sandpaper and sanded that ridge out of that piston and sanded that piston down about 2 sizes too smaller to create more space in that bore, because then it would be a 90cc engine, right? Not an 80. And I had to think long and hard before I responded to him, and I just agreed to him. I said, if you say so. I've never tried it before. But you got to get an idea of what I'm dealing with here. You run across all kinds here in Alabama sometimes. So anyway, let me get set up here, and we're going to do a real quick run through this and see if she'll run. I already know it's got spark, so we've won maybe a quarter of the battle. We'll see. And it appears to have a little bit of compression. I just want to hear it bark off. All right, guys. Got her up on the table. Ran into a little problem. I got 2 Yamahas in a garage full of Hondas. It wasn't working, so I fixed that. Went ahead, and this is unbolted. I'm going to get this out of the way in the interest of time. Also removed the custom seat. So I've already verified that this has spark, but I want you guys to see how good the spark is on this before we jump into trying to get it run. So come around here real quick. I've already loosened that plug up again to keep you guys kind of from getting bored. And if you look up here, I've got the light switch number 1 turned to off, and I've got number 2, which is the garage lights, turned off, and you can see that they're on because it's wired backwards for theft deterrent. So let me go ahead and ground this plug out. I want to kick it over for you a couple times just so you can see how good that spark is. And if you get in there close, you'll really be able to see it. Well, there we go. And Richard is not too excited about that. But let me go ahead and screw this plug in, and we're going to jump right into trying to get this thing started. Bump that down a little bit. And you can see it's got a decent amount of compression going on there, making some strange noises. I'm not too sure that this is actually going to start. So got a lot going on here. We know the previous owner was a dummy. So I suspect there's probably some issues with the either the cylinder bore or the piston. We've got reed valves, which could be a problem. And this doesn't lend itself well to taking that apart without dropping the engine out, which I'm not going to do. Also on this side, you've got a crankcase seal, which if that's bad, that could also cause problems. And then lastly, you've got the carburetor, which I'm not going to dive into that either. But if you come around here, I'm going to put this carburetor on some fuel. I've got a little premix set up here. We'll get a little fuel to it. And let's just see what happens. Hang that up there. Turn her on. Get a little fuel flowing. It's like, you can almost see it like an IV. And we don't appear to be leaking anything. So I'm going to take that as the carburetor has filled up with fuel or premix. This actually has an oil injection pump on it. I don't know if it's working. I'm not going to take that chance. But let me get this thing down on the ground here real quick, and we'll see if we can get it started. Okay, so we've got throttle. We've got our ignition kill light switch turned to off to trick those thieves. And let's see what happens here. I'm not even choking it, and there's a dog here who's not excited, and he just took my glove. Well, let's just hold on a second, and we'll get control of this guy. Ain't much happening here, guys. Doesn't have a whole lot of compression to speak of either once you start kicking on it. It's making some weird noises. Almost sounds like a detonating noise. Let me give her a little shot of starting fluid. We're not going to go too far down this rabbit hole, trust me. Whoops. Give this another shot. Have you had enough? Because I have. Okay, I don't think this is happening. Let me get this back up in the air. All right, guys. Sometimes you just can't win them all, but I'm not going to lie to you. Given the history of this and how quickly that didn't start, curiosity's getting the better of me, and it'll probably take us all of about 5 minutes to pop that top end off and see what's really going on with that piston and cylinder. We're not that far into this, so let's do that real quick. All right. First things first, let me get this this pipe off here, get that out of the way. And then we're literally four nuts away from getting that top end off once this pipe's out of the way. Get that guy out of the way. Ooh, she's got stuff running out of her too. That's interesting. Okay, all right, let's pop this jug off. Okay. Well, okay, there is a gasket there. That's a good start. That don't look too bad. I mean, it's a two-stroke. It's going to be dirty. I'm not liking that. Okay. Let's see if this is. Oh, okay. Well, this is really weird. I see what the guy was talking about now with the ridge on the piston. I don't know what that is or what he has done. She's got a lot of play in her, and let me get that back up to the top. It's kind of hard since these don't. There's a lip right there on the end of the piston. If you can see that. Look how much that piston, how much play that has in there. That is absolutely not normal, but you can see that lip across the bottom. And I guess that's what old boy was gonna sand off there apparently. Let me go get a hammer and we're gonna loosen this jug, because clearly he didn't have the jug off, because that jug it's on there. Okay, let's give this thing some persuasion. There, she's loosened up. Okay, now we're about to do the root cause analysis here. Oh my goodness. Would you look at that piston? Oh my gosh, look at that thing. Luckily the big end of the rod bearing seems to be okay, but she is not supposed to be like a zebra stripe. And it's even, if you come around, I mean, you can feel it. Feels like a file. It's so stinking rough. And then, you know, the lip, there's that lip on there. He must have got this thing so darn hot that he started to melt the piston. And I don't know if we're going to be able to see this on camera, but that cylinder bore is about equally trashed. I can see streaks of aluminum down towards the bottom of that. So this is going to have to either be bored out, or we're going to have to get another cylinder and obviously a piston. But yeah, now we know why it wouldn't start. I mean, there is chunks of aluminum there. That bottom ring is, well, it's not stuck, but something isn't right. It's like basically compressed permanently. Yeah, he did a number on this, and if you remember earlier on in the video, he told me everything was fine until he decided to put regular car engine oil in the oil tank instead of two-stroke oil. So if you ever wondered what would happen, this is what happens. So there's really nothing more we can do today. This wasn't going to run ever. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, and we'll get into what the next steps are. All right, guys, like I said, you can't win them all. And you know, when I bought this, even if the guy told me it ran perfect and I heard it run perfect, because what I plan on doing with it, it's a 25-year-old two-stroke. I would have tore it down. I would have re-ringed it at a minimum and went through everything, reed valves, all that stuff. So I'm not real concerned about what just happened here, because to tell you the truth, I bought this. I'm a Honda guy. This is a Yamaha. I don't really care about Yamahas mostly. I bought this because I was looking for a nice two-stroke engine to swap into a Honda, to do something a little bit different. I mean, maybe it would fit in something like that. Who knows? But the horizontal arrangement of this two-stroke, which is very similar to the Honda 70 horizontal, and the fact that it's an air-cooled engine, and the fact that it doesn't need a radiator, it all just kind of lends itself to, let's put it in something else besides a Yamaha, maybe a Honda. So we'll just leave it at that for now, and I'll let you figure out what happens next. But the next time you see this engine, I promise you, you will see it when I'm rebuilding it, and then you'll see it when it's running. So with that being said, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up for today. And like I always say, if you like what you're seeing here, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing. It's free. And thanks for watching.